Warning, the following presentation is virtual reality. But not everything is virtual. The love that Scarlet and Narquise shares for one another is real.
Scarlet and Narquise are so good together. They're awesome. They're the perfect match. It's a match made in heaven. They're a match made in heaven. Loving each other more than anything in the world.
Hello again, guys. Good morning. Welcome back to our show. I've got to redo because I had it already recorded, but unfortunately my device wanted to be a jerk. So yeah, I've got to redo it. Mini 10S Max. So I gotta, yep, I'm gonna be doing another cup of coffee. And yeah. 10S Max, you're mean to me. How dare you be mean to me? Narquise is gonna bite you for that. But anyway, I decided I will come back and do a little bit more after breakfast. Get me another cup of coffee made, and this one's gonna be Alonzo's fault. I had caramel this morning, but guess what? I'm going to have, if I can get my hand in the thing to get one, I'm going to get a butterscotch cake up this time. Lonzy, it's all your fault, Lonzy. Lonzy, it is your fault, me friend Lonzy. Anyway, ouch. Ran into the... to use one of my smaller ones. I don't have any of my bigger cups clean to dump water into the reservoir. Just want a bit more water in here. There we go. You do not want to fill one of these up too full, or it will throw a fit and leak everywhere. Okay. And I have my cup in the other sink so that I can just rinse it. But I wanted to come back on and do a few bits of explaining. Just a little bit, because my poor husband, he was so tired he forgot which one had the stomach condition. But it's understandable, and you'll understand why. it is very understandable why my husband would get confused. Because the condition that Scotty has is complex. It is very, very complex. And so, when I get this done, I will explain Scotty's condition in more detail. And I will just give a trigger warning for those who are easily frightened or who have conditions where they get depressed easily, or things like that, because it does involve depression. So if you have depression, I will give you a trigger warning just in case, because how I got these for special children is because of some depression situations. So, all right, I'm gonna move this. I'm going to get my French vanilla creamer, because French vanilla creamer is good in butterscotch. I love French vanilla. French vanilla is very good. And sugar. There we go. But basically, like I said, it is a very complex story, and once I get this coffee made, I will explain it all. But I'm gonna let this cool off, because I had a cup already warm, and I'm just gonna let this coffee cool down. Because yeah, I like I said, I like my coffee very sweet, and yeah. I need a little bit more sugar in it. Okay. But we have 4 children that have this very rare condition, because the condition is from a video game. So praise the Lord, it's not real. I borrowed it from a video game because, like Mom, I have reborns, and I'm sure she has brought that up. We both collect reborns. I have 24 of them, and 4 of them are reborns that have this particular condition. And it is a very deadly condition under normal circumstances. And like I said, I will explain in detail in just a moment. Okay, there's that, and there we go. Sugar packet papers out of my pocket. I put them in my pocket so I don't lose them, so I can just throw them in the garbage and I don't have to worry about anything like that. Okay, so we have 4 children, as I said, with this condition. We have Scotty Matthew, that Narquise mentioned. We have Braxton Kai, which that's the one with the stomach condition. We have Willow Rain, and her last name is spelled R-A-I-N. just like the, of course, natural rain. And we also have Tyson James. Now, they have what is called the green flu, and it is a mutative disease. It mutates. So it's very fatal under normal circumstances. And so the story behind that disease is it's a video game disease is what it is, from the game Left 4 Dead. Now, for those who do not know, Left 4 Dead is a very violent video game. It's a first-person shooter co-op. And basically you go from one place to another, and you're basically killing off these infected is what you're doing. And because they basically, these things attack you. They think you're a monster and they come after you and attack you because you're not like them. You to them are not normal. Okay, you are the monster, you are the evil one, you're gonna get attacked because you're not them. Because this thing is a really weird virus that it goes from airborne to water to, you don't know how it starts really. I mean, it's just all over the place. It starts airborne, then goes to waterborne, then goes to, fluids. I mean, it's just, sexual fluids, that is. It goes from all sorts of ways of transmitting it. And it just mutates all over the place and just spreads rapidly like a maniac. And it turns you into a rabid human. It's like a rabies virus is what it does. And it's really, now in the game, there are no children. The children are not in there, praise the Lord. But, the adults are just psychotic. And you have you have the common infected, which are just like me and you. They're just like, well, whatever. But then you have special infected, which they have special attributes to them. And basically, they are really brutal to you. They will harm you so fast. Like the smoker, for example, will grab you with its long tongue, pull you in, choking you to death, and beat the daylights out of you. It'll be scratching you and everything else, pulling you into it because it has like 100-foot long tongue. He's and he's the tallest out of all of them, but he leans to the right a little bit because of the tumors on his side. So he leans a little bit, so you can't really tell that he's the tallest, but he's actually the tallest infected. Then you have the tank, which is, he's normal from his waist down, he's a normal size human being. But from the, waist up, basically, from up above his waist, he is roided out like a monster. He is like pumped up on steroids. He's just huge from the, basically the navel up, in a sense, I guess you could say. Because above the waist, he is huge. And then you have the Charger, who has one little arm, one ginormous arm, and that ginormous arm is a weapon. He will charge into you like a bull, knock you down, and just start slamming you into the ground as hard as he can do it. And I mean hard enough, it will crush you. Like I said, these things are violent. They don't know any better. They're sick. And you've got the Witch, who is a very skinny female zombie who, as they call them zombies, but they're not really undead. They're infected, but they, in the game, some people call them zombies. And it says zombies in the, closing credits of each campaign. But basically what they do is the Witch, she's crying, and it's really, I don't know how anybody falls for it because it sounds really fake. And I think that's the way they're trying to make it sound fake so that she baits you into, oh, pity me. And as soon as you disturb her, if you shoot a gun or anything around her or disturb her in any way, like right now, my voice would be too loud and she would attack me if she was legit here right now. Okay. But she would just brutalize you. She will take you down and just start pummeling the daylights out of you until somebody gets her off you by shooting her. Because a lot of it, you have to be, the ones that I've mentioned so far, you have to have somebody else shoot them and get them off you. The hunter is the same way. It will leap on you, take you down, and start pummeling you. The jockey will jump on your shoulders and try to steer you into other infected or off a cliff or into something, into spit, which that's the spitter. She's a female zombie who will spit green acid on the ground, and you might step in it. So you got to back up, make sure that, because she doesn't incapacitate. She will just help an infected incapacitate you if you're not careful. So, and then the boomer, that one will throw up on you, and it will attract the infected to you because, nothing attracts infected like the smell of boomer bile. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what they are. They're infected. And so the story behind Scotty, Willow, Braxton, and Tyson is that particular game, even though I do not recommend this for everybody, I'm going to first and foremost say that before I get into this story. Do not do this under normal circumstances. I did because it worked for me. It's not for everybody. I'm going to reiterate this again. This is not advice I give to everybody. Okay? And that would be our refrigerator whining. Oh my word. Anyway, but I do not recommend this for everybody. This is not for everybody, but it just happened to work for me because I was feeling dissed. Okay? The only reason I think it worked for me was that I was feeling dissed because my biological father, aka my sperm donor as I call him, and I'm sorry to say it that way, but that's how I see him. He basically had told me, well, I wasn't the one that wanted you around, your sibling did. And that really hurt, you guys. That really, really hurt. And it made me suicidal. This is why I gave a trigger warning at the beginning of this vlog. It made me very suicidal. And it was really a painful situation for me to go through. And I went upstairs and was sitting there going, why am I even here? And this was before the virtual, you guys. This is why I do what I do. This is exactly the story why I do what I do. And why I won't tolerate, negativity, trolling, and drama. Because it helped me through a lot of bullshit that I dealt with. So basically, that happened. And I started following that game. And because somebody had wanted me to listen to Left 4 Dead, and I thought it was because, I was like, why do you want me to hear a horror game? I thought it was a horror game at the time because of the title. I'm like, I don't want to hear no freaking creepy horror game because I had one almost get me thrown in jail. And it was not a pretty sight, let me tell you. And it wasn't, it wasn't technically the game's fault, but it was just like there was no warning about how graphic the audio game was. And I'm not going to call it out on YouTube, but basically it was an audio game that is no longer in the App Store, but there was no warning, and I got almost thrown in jail by a crazy cop that wasn't very nice. But he got in trouble for that, so that's good. That he got told, that was not her fault. She didn't mean to yell, it was an accident. But that's another story for another time. So I'm not going to say anything more about that. But that's why I was like, I'm not listening to Left 4 Dead. Because I thought it was a horror game. I thought Doom was a horror game at the time, in 1999, because I was thinking, why would a horror game get blamed for stuff? They're not horror games, they're shooters. Or back then they were called shoot 'em ups. And my grandpa even knew that, and he wasn't a nerd, a video game nerd. So yeah, I don't know how he knew that, but he did. He was awesome. Was, is, always will be. But basically, I was like, nuh-uh. Well, for some reason, I followed my ex-boyfriend's channel. I was following him at the time because I loved what he did. And he played Left 4 Dead, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Screw it. Let's see what this thing is all about. And I started playing, some of his videos on it. And I thought to myself, these guys have some guts. These guys and gals, they have some guts to go through the bullshit they've went through, puked on, spit at, slammed into walls, into the floor, just all the stuff that they go through. I'm like, I just got made fun of. These people are getting hammered into the ground, getting puked on, getting scratched, getting harmed, and they're living through it. What the hell do I have to bitch about? So, that game saved my life. That one and Doom, because I watched Doom too that night. And like I said, it showed me that I have nothing to be upset about. I have nothing to be offended about. And so I was like, how do I do a tribute in my Reborn collection to a game that I love so very much for saving my life? And it came to me, get special infected reborn babies. And so I did. I have the Tank, which is Tyson James, the Smoker, which is Scotty Matthew, the Boomer, which is Braxton Kai, and the Witch, that is Willow Rain. And they are all just the sweetest little things. Even though they suffer with that, they do not have to worry about dying at all, because their sister, Christy, is a magician. Yep, she is part mage, and she is amazing. She is very smart. She's very bright. The sweetest little girl you'd ever want to meet. She is a darling. I love her so much. She is such a big help to me with the other kids, and she is basically, those of you who love Adventures in Odyssey would know Eugene Meltzner. She is a female Eugene Meltzner in a sense, except of course Eugene's not a mage, but she is a genius like Eugene. She is very book smart, and she is just a fabulous little girl, just my world. And I met her father, her daddy, and we met at a karaoke club, believe it or not. And he is a full-blooded magician. And so basically, we fell in love, and that happened. Well, he had done a spell on himself and disappeared. We didn't know where he went. And because he was afraid that I wouldn't like him because he was a magician. So he wanted me to, because he didn't want me to know, because he was afraid that I would judge him for being a mage. So he wanted to make me forget that he was a mage because I had found out somehow. So he wanted me to forget that he was a mage, and unfortunately did a spell on himself, and yeah, which Christy has fixed that recently. Last year she met him and fixed that problem. So yeah, he is back in her life. Narquise came into her life after the fact. So yeah, he is still in her life. Her daddy is still in her life. And so, he loves his little girl. He knows, that Narquise is in her life as well. Narquise has allowed him to be her father, be her daddy. He has basically given Christy back to her daddy. He had adopted her, but he was like, I did it unknowingly. I didn't realize that she was yours. I do apologize. But she still calls Narquise daddy. So she has, in a way, two dads, because they both love her to death. So I don't have a problem with it. And he lives with us as well, because he teaches Christy the spells and stuff like that. And he is so good to her. He is a sweetheart. I love him to bits. I still love him to bits. He is in our family as well. And he is just so kind to her, teaches her all kinds of stuff. His name is Michael. And or Mike, as he prefers to be called. And he is such a goofball. And he loves to karaoke too, just like me. And let me tell you, can sing like an angel. Oh my word, can he sing? Goodness gracious. He has a deep voice, kind of like Barry White. I mean, he is just absolutely phenomenal as a singer. And, ooh, is he good. And I have to razz my hubby because, honey, Doolin does not do the Irish party in third class. That's Gaelic Storm, babe. But, yeah, I have to tease my hubby because, yeah, Doolin does when we get married. You are correct. But Gaelic Storm, honey, is the one that does an Irish party in third class from the Titanic soundtrack. So, yeah, I had to tease him about that, which there are so many, and he was so seepies. He was a seepy, keezy coos. So I have to just tease him because it's funny. You know, he's razzable too. I love my husband so much. Just like he said Mom is. And I'll give you more details on the story about the Legend of Xanadu. So he is correct, but I'm going to put the beginning part to it because he forgot it. So it's so funny, y'all. It's so funny. So I know because of Rocky being autistic, she trips over goofy sound effects, which a lot of people with autism do. They love weird noises, and I don't blame them, okay? I don't blame autistic people at all for loving weird noises. I do not blame them because they're just so goofy. You know, I do too, and I'm not autistic, okay? So it's not just an autism thing. There are some people that actually love it. I love ASMR and I'm not autistic. I mean, it's not just an autism thing. People want to say it is, but no, it's anybody could get into certain ASMR. It's just, that's the way it is. So it's not specifically for people who are autistic. You know, anybody could love certain types of sound effects or ASMR. You know, nature is my ASMR. I love nature. I just, ooh, I love it. I am like obsessed with nature. I won't lie, I love it. Well, I was up at Leader Dogs for the Blind in Michigan because at the time I was planning on getting a dog. But then I started this, you know, podcasting and DJing and stuff like that, and that just changed my world upside down. So I chose, you know, to do the right thing by the dog and let them be with a master who would be able to take them for walks like they're supposed to be and things like that. Well, when I was up there, I was getting ready for my debut show, and I was putting the music together and everything, getting stuff loaded up for the show, when that song comes on. Now, mind you, I'm distracted because I'm putting this stuff on. All of a sudden, I hear this pew, pew, pew noise. It's the best way to describe it. And I'm like, what the hell was that? And I stop. Now, mind you, I was recording at the time, too. I was recording an audio file because I wanted that memory, right? All of a sudden, I'm like, what is that noise? And I had to ask Alexa. I said, what is that noise? You know, what is that song? And she told me The Legend of Xanadu by Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick, and Titch. That's who sings it if you'd like to check it out. And let me tell y'all, it is a great song. And it's the sound effect in it is just, I don't know exactly what it is, but I love it. And I absolutely love that song. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so going to trip Rocky so freaking bad. Because she loves goofy sounds. And I'm like, this is going to trip her so darn bad. And sure enough, it did. The first time, unfortunately, she missed it because she was asleep. But I played it a second time on the show that day. And she just was like, oh my gosh, I love this. And just, she loved it. She fell in love with it. It was just so good. So, yeah, that's an explanation of The Legend of Xanadu, the kids and their conditions, you know, some of them. I also have a little boy named Matthew. Now, Matthew is my little mini-me. He is my little mini-me. I love that boy to death. And he looks, from what I've been told, just like moi. I've been told he looks identical to me in the face. So, yeah. And he is when I name my reborn babies, I name them after people who have inspired me in some way, shape, or form or, you know, after a dear friend of mine who has passed or something like that. And Matthew was named after two people. And pardon me if I get emotional, especially when I mention the one, because I've never met the guy in my life. But the one, he was named after my brother, my older brother, who was always supportive of me and always helping me through a lot of stuff. But the other person I named him after was Matt Stone, one of the creators of South Park. And because of helping me basically learn how to do voices. Now, of course, they, being guys, have to pitch their voice up to sound like a child. Me, I don't. Because my voice is a little bit higher and I can sound like Christy. Because yes, I actually do Christy's voice. A lot of people don't know that, but yes, I actually do her voice myself. And so when I do her voice, it took me a bit to perfect because I'm not a professional voice actor. You know, I don't do that a lot. So it takes a bit to perfect voices. So when I go into her character, it's so fun because I honestly never know what's going to come out of her mouth. And, you know, it was so fun. It's so fun to just go into character as her and do things from a kid's perspective. I always wanted to do something like that growing up, was to entertain. That's what I love to do, is entertain people and have fun. And when I get to go into that side, that childlike side, it is so much fun. And I get so many compliments on going from my voice to Christy's voice. You know, people just dig it when I go from voice to voice. Especially when we get to razzing the crap out of each other, people just think it's funny as hell.
Yeah, especially if I try to fire her.
No, you are not going to fire me again.
Yep, I'm gonna take over the show. I'm just kidding.
Christy. Oh, goodness.
Yep, I did that on the radio too, so you know.
Yeah, she tried to fire me on the air. Yep.
And it's funny.
She thinks it's hilarious.
'Cause it is.
She is my Peanut, I tell you, guys. She's like Peanut. She kind of reminds me so much of Peanut, you know, Jeff Dunham's character, because she's always giving me hell.
Oh, should I call you Mama Ba?
No! Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that joke.
Mama? Okay, that's a new one.
Yeah, you know, 'cause he goes Jeff-fa-fa. Anyway, I love it.
I love him. He's so fun. He is fun. He's another inspiration. And see, they call me her dummy because I move my lips. So she's the ventriloquist, I'm the dummy. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. Christy, you are something else, girlfriend.
I can't help it. That's my job. I get to entertain and have fun with the viewers, the listeners, and take them away to a fun place, just like you do.
Exactly. We get to have fun and enjoy ourselves, and, you know, it's so much fun to get to entertain. And that's what I've always wanted to do ever since I was little. And this is my way of doing it. This is my avenue of entertaining people and having fun, because I love it. It is so much fun to just laugh, cut up, enjoy life. Oh, it's so much fun. And I just can't wait to keep doing adventures and fun stuff. Like I said, this one was another sit down. My husband was, you know, making breakfast and stuff, that I had to do another sit down and help explain the disease that Scotty, Willow, Braxton, and Tyson have, because it is very complex. And poor Narkis, he was sleepy, so he accidentally goofed it, which, you know, it's understandable when you're sleepy and, you know, you're not familiar with it. It happens. So that's why we work so well. We help each other. And, you know, the vitamins, yeah, we do the vitamins, and sometimes some of them can't swallow the pills, like the infected. They take, you know, they have gummies. Some of them take gummy vitamins because they don't like swallowing the capsules. And Juice Plus does have the gummies, and they are good. I love the gummies myself. I take the gummies myself. I don't do the capsules.
But he does the capsules. Sometimes we even do the drinks, which are freaking yum-tastic. Juice Plus good. But I love Juice Plus. I would highly recommend it. If you haven't tried it, it is so good. And in all actuality, I do want to get back into taking that. So virtually I do, but in all reality, I definitely want to get back into it because I miss it. I really do miss it. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the show. And yeah, my voice went cuckoo on me all of a sudden. Sorry. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. I don't know why my voice just went so soft all of a sudden. It's like, what the heck happened? Whoa, that was kind of creepy. I apologize for that, you guys. Yikes. Mommy, that was really freaky. What did you do? I don't know. That was odd. I don't know what happened. That's a different voice. Whoa, my voice acting just came out of nowhere. What voice is that? I have no clue, but that freaked me out a little bit. I ran away from you for a second. Sorry, but that just kind of creeped me out. I apologize for that. Yikes. Yeah, my voice just went really, really soft on the air on this channel there, folks. That was my humble apologies. But anyway, hope you guys do enjoy the show. And our outro song that you're about to hear has actually been Studio AI generated. Got to give them a plug because, man, is that awesome. And it was Studio AI generated, and let me tell you, this song is thebomb.com. I love it. Absolutely love it. And so I hope you guys will enjoy it as well. I hope you did enjoy it. And because you've seen it twice, and both of us forgot to tell it was Studio AI generated because we were both exhausted. Both videos we did, so we apologize for that. But yes, it has been Studio AI generated, and we love it. And I just want to thank all those that have subscribed so far. Nick and Bro Vlogs, Doing Everything Blind, of course, Mom has subscribed. So that was epically awesome. So anybody else who has, I do appreciate it. There are some that I can't see because of the subscriptions not being turned on, so you don't always know who does, but those who do, we definitely appreciate all of your love and support. We appreciate it so very much, and we hope you guys enjoy the show, and we will see you again next time right here on A Match Made in Heaven, Eternal Love Forever. We hope you will come back for more epic fun. This is Scarlett and Christy signing off. Goodbye, everybody. We love you, and God bless.
From the start, it was clear, you and me, dear, hand in hand through our days, love's unending ways. Nights and days blend as one, two hearts never undone. Worlds may fall crumbling down, still in you I am found. Match made in heaven, my love. Not even death from above can tear us apart. You are my heart. In your eyes, see my home. Never feel alone. Storms may come strong and fierce. In your arms I find peace. Years may roll like a wave. In our love we are brave. No force can break this bond. Life and beyond, Match made in heaven, my love. Not even death from above can tear us apart. You are my heart. Years may roll like a wave. In our love we are brave. No force can break this bond. Life and beyond. Match made in heaven, my love. Not even death from above can tear us apart. You are my heart.